So kindly use the questions box to interact with me. I'll read your questions and I'll answer them. Is a way of interaction clear to all of you? Yes, very good. Now guys, my name is Manu Sivanandan. I am going to handle this seminar for you today. It is on GRE quantitative reasoning section. Whichever question that is related to GRE quant section, we'll discuss immediately. And later on, if you have any questions regarding verbal section or universities, universities I may not be the right person, but any questions regarding GRE section, GRE preparation, I can help you. Okay, shall we proceed with the seminar? This is not going to be a very serious seminar. We are going to interact with each other and make it very, very happy and a very interesting seminar. Okay? All right. Now, let me begin with this funny question. What is your relationship with maths? How many of you hate maths? How many of you love maths? How many of you want to do good in maths but still due to some silly mistakes or some tension you don't perform well? Janan loves maths. Bhavani hates maths. Karishma wants to do good in maths above par, loves it. Vinash loves it. Samir makes silly mistakes. Average says Amit. Pawan also makes silly mistakes. Kaushik loves geometry. Alright. Okay. So yes, silly mistakes always travel with us guys since school or even now. We would all want to score more than, I always want to score 100, but because of these silly mistakes, unavoidable silly mistakes, we never get to score. But is it acceptable in the GRE exam? How many of you want to score 170? Of course, everyone, right? Everyone should definitely get a 170 here. Okay, so when you want to score 170, are silly mistakes acceptable? Not at all. So let us see how we can avoid silly mistakes. Definitely practice is one key, but let us see what other than practice also helps you. Now, I'll share with you one small equation, two small equations, which will tell you how easy or how difficult GRE quant has become. Okay, now 6% of X have got 800, 2% of Y have got 170. What do X and Y represent? Yes, total says Samir, okay. Students, okay, base value total, okay. Malika, what is your answer for this? Previous quant score was 800, that's true, now it is 170, very good Shrikant. Okay, I'll tell you guys, X and Y represent number of students who took the GRE exam. X represents number of students who took the GRE exam in the old pattern. When it was older pattern, the quant score was 800, verbal score was for 800, the total score was 4,600. But now, after the new GRE pattern, for close to 3 years, it is 170. Quant is for 170, verbal is for 170. But look at these numbers, like 6% of students were able to score 800. But only 2% students are able to get 170 now. What does this mean? What does this mean, guys? Difficulty level increased. Janam says it is tricky. Okay. Quant is tougher than previous. Okay, Akhil says it. Yes, the GRE quantitative reasoning section now has been slightly difficult, has been made slightly difficult. So the number of students who get 170 out of 170 is reduced. But it also means if you get a 170, then you are a special candidate, isn't it? 2%, when 2% of students get it, then it also means you can also get, isn't it, guys? You can also be a part of this 2%, right? And it matters a lot to universities. Yes. So that is why we have to aim and get 170 in the GRE exam. And even, I mean, the importance of taking the GRE exam and scoring 170 in GRE Quant is nothing but when you apply to universities, when you apply to universities, and if you have a 170 GRE Quant, your profile will be evaluated in a very great manner, and universities will give you a lot of importance, and you will be able to combat competition, and you yourself will be proud of it, and you can, this is one place where you can boast about, you can brag about your achievement. Okay, now here at GREedge, minimum of 220 students. So there are more than 220 students who have scored 170 out of 170. I just wanted to share this because even I wanted to brag about our students. And today, in this seminar, we are going to help you to move towards this 170 because this verbal reasoning is slightly challenging. So when you score 160 plus or 170, you get a higher chance of getting into a dream university. Okay, now most universities, how many of you are going for fall 2015 admissions or admissions later on? Many of you, right? For fall 2015 or any admission, what happens is most universities want students who score at least 160 plus in their GRE Quant. Okay, 160 plus is mandatory. Okay, so focus more on your quant section also. Verbal is difficult. You'll be thinking more about verbal section, but don't forget your quantitative reasoning section also, because it makes your chance of getting into a good university higher. And this is what we are going to discuss today. First, we are going to discuss like how you should cover all the topics. Which are the topics you are going to you have to prepare, and you should manage so that you cover all the topics, time management, and I guess all of these would be familiar to you except visualization of problems and thinking beyond formulas. Am I right? You must have heard people saying all this. You should cover all the topics, you should practice every section. Yes? So here, visualization of problem. Can anyone tell me what it could be? Just give me a wild guess. Just do a wild guess and tell me what could be visualization of problems. Creating own problems in mind. Okay. Daily life examples. Understanding the problem, solving the problem in mind. Okay. Shall we see what are these visualizations? This is definitely a tough concept to understand when it is put in words. But when we try and apply, definitely this will be it will be a lot of fun, and it will also help you to overcome all these silly mistakes. I'll tell you how it does. Before that, shall we solve some problems? Do you all have a paper pen nearby? I'm going to share the first GRE type problem. This GRE type problem is a level 2 problem in the GRE exam. Okay? Just give me 1 minute, guys. Now, I'm sharing the first problem on your screen. What is the area of the regular hexagon ABCDEF inscribed in the circle of circumference 8 pi? So this problem is a level 2 problem in the GRE exam. Okay, so you can take close to 1 minute to solve this problem. If you can give me the answer even before that, it's well and good. I'll give you exactly 1 minute. Start solving this problem, guys. Let me see who is going to give me the answer first. "96 pi" says Avinash. Avinash, can you please check your manipulations? What is the area of the hexagon, guys? Can anyone tell me? Devang, you're very close to the answer. Santana, just refresh your screen, page. Yes, Avinash, you're very close to the answer, but you've made a small mistake. Okay, I'm getting very different answers. Around 15 pi, okay. The answer is 24 root 3. Avinash is right. There's no pi, Avinash. That was a problem which you had before. There's no pi. The answer is 24 root 3. Okay. So how many of you understood and how many of you are clear about how to solve this problem? Here, if you think very well, the area of a regular hexagon is not a formula that we generally use, which we are not used to solve, or we do not memorize this formula regularly, right? Do you use it frequently? Hexagon, hemisphere, semicircle formulas. Such formulas we don't use regularly, but there are few geometrical figure formulas which we use regularly. So we should, whichever geometry problem we get, we should try and convert those images, that geometric structure, in the way which we know. So here, if you see, there is one triangle OAB. Now what is special about this triangle? OA is the radius of the circle, OB is also the radius of the circle. And in a regular hexagon, all the sides are equal and equidistant from the center. So OAB is an equilateral triangle. Okay. Now we all know the area of an equilateral triangle, right? It is root 3 by 4 into side square. That is the area of an equilateral triangle. Does it make this problem simpler? Now your job is to find the value of OA. How do you do that? How do you do that? Here in the question they have given, the circumference of the circle is 8 pi. We know the circumference of the circle. It is 2 pi r. So 2 pi r is equal to 8. You cancel pi and you divide 8 by 2. You get OA and OB. Both are equal to 4. Is the first step clear to all of you? And then it is simple for us to calculate the area of one equilateral triangle. So root 3 by 4, side here is 4. So you substitute root 3 by 4 into 4 into 4. So you get 4 root 3. Okay, that is the value of that one particular triangle. Now there is one mistake that students do. What they'll do is they will think that they've calculated the area of one triangle and multiply the area of that triangle by 5 instead of 6. Okay, it is not right. You have to multiply the area of the triangle by 6 so that you get the area of the regular hexagon. Is it clear now? Crystal clear, says Kaushik. Alright, now how many of you are willing to solve another problem? Is it interesting? Solving problems. Alright, I'm going to share another problem. Arindam, yes, you can also divide it into two trapeziums, but it is even a trapezium formula, most of you don't use it continuously, right? Regularly. This is also one geometric problem. Find the shaded region here. Okay, PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral. Center is O, height is H. Okay, so this is also one GRE type problem, but this is level 3 problem. So you can take close to 1 minute and 10 seconds or 15 seconds maximum. Okay. Avinash, you were very quick, very good for that, but that is not the right answer. Just think over it. You just the second part is slightly wrong. You still have one more part to calculate. Nitin, you're very close. You have another part to calculate. Arindam also. Arindam and Avinash have given me the same answers, but those are not the right answers. Very good, Devang. Devang is right. When do you have your exam, Devang? Have you started preparing already? Very good. Keep practicing, you will definitely score well. Very good, Akhil. That is a right approach. Very good. I'll give you a clue now. Akhil has also given me that. The area of the shaded region is area of the circle minus area of the upper triangle minus the area of the lower triangle. Our task is to find the area of the upper and lower triangles. No, Kaushik, that is not right. Very good, Arindam. You're very, very close to the answer. Just check the last part. Very minute mistake. You have 15 seconds more, guys. Lakshman, you're slightly away from the answer. Yes, Akhil, that is right. The lower triangle, the second triangle is not an equilateral triangle. Avinash, is that 2 the square of R? Nitin is also right. Very good, Nitin. Shall I share the solution? Pavan has also got it. Very good. Very good, guys. Generally, students take a long time or they do not arrive at the right answer. The seminar is very good. Good going, guys. The answer is pi r square minus rh minus r square. Okay, shall we discuss this problem? Guys who have got the right answer already, please bear with me. I'll just spend some 1 or 2 minutes time and explain this question to all of you. Now the first part you all must be clear. This pi r square is the area of the circle. So pi r square is the area of the circle. So our job is to subtract the area of the upper triangle minus the area and the area of the lower triangle from the area of the circle which will give the area of the shaded region. Now this RH is the area of the upper triangle. The upper triangle, if you see carefully, that red line is the height of the triangle and the base is nothing but the diameter of the circle. Diameter of the circle is 2r. So for this triangle, the area of a triangle is half into base into height. Okay, half into base here is 2r. So 1 by 2 into 2r into height h. So you cancel the 2's and you get RH. Is it clear now? The area of the upper triangle, half into base into height. Base here is diameter, which is equal to 2r. You substitute in the formula, you get half into 2r into h. Cancel the 2's and you get RH. Yes? And the lower triangle. Now the next part is the next triangle. The lower triangle, if you see, is an isosceles triangle. There is one property in an isosceles triangle. If you draw a line from the center to the opposite vertex, it divides the triangle into two equal halves. So it actually bisects the triangle. So now what you can do is apply the same formula, half into base into height, for this half triangle alone. So what you get is OQ is also R, OR is also R. It is both are the radii of the circle. So what you get is half into R into R. You get half R square. That is just half of the triangle. You add another half of the triangle to get the area of this entire triangle. So half plus half is 1. So 1 R square. That is how we get this R square. Now is it clear to all of you? Fine. Now I am going to share with you another problem. This is a level 1 problem. But this problem is very simple. It should not take you more than 45 seconds or 30 seconds. But this is one problem where students make a mistake. I'll tell you what it is, okay? I'm sharing the problem again. You shouldn't take more time to solve this problem, guys. $95. Pavan is right. Okay, Nina says 30. Kunal also says 30. 95 says Janam. 30 says Karan. 55 says Pavan. Arindam says 10. Lakshman says 30. Pavan says 30. Right. Guys, before you, the time is almost over, but before you give me the answer or you rethink, just tell me, are the lines PS and RQ, are they parallel to each other? Yes says Malika, no says Pavan. Yes says Akhil. Yes says Nina, Devang. No says Vishwa. Vishwajit is, most of you are right. We do not know whether these two lines are parallel or not. So unless it is been explicitly mentioned in the question, you should not go by the diagram. Okay, the diagram in the given in the GRE exam is just a representation. Okay, so you should not go by that. So here you cannot apply this alternate angle triangle, alternate angle formula. Most of you gave me 30 degree as the answer. Angle PSQ is 30. So I guess most of you would have assumed these lines to be parallel and you would have applied alternate angles formula, right? The answer is 65 degree. I'll tell you how. Without considering these two lines to be parallel also we can solve this problem. I'll tell you how to solve this. that is one just there is one small theorem which you have to apply. Now angle PTS and angle RTQ are vertically opposite angles. So these two angles are equal. Okay. So these two angles are equal and these are 85 degree each. And by the property, sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So 180 minus 85 plus 30 gives PRQ to be 65 degree. Okay, and there is one property called angle subtended by a segment on the same side of the circle are all equal. Now where is the segment? I'll draw a segment. You can draw an imaginary segment from P to Q, and all these angles which I am drawing are all equal to 65 degree, and so is PSQ. So now what is the angle of the triangle PSQ? Are you clear with the property, guys? Angle subtended by a segment on the same side of the circle are all equal. So PQ, drawing a line PQ forms a segment, and when it is subtended on the circle, it is all equal. It also subtends PSQ, so we get 65 degree. So now in these three problems, there are high chances that you could have made a silly mistake. Am I right? Here in this case, assuming these two lines to be parallel, and in the previous case, assuming the lower part of the triangle to be equilateral, and the first case multiplying by 5 instead of 6 are all silly mistakes which are more likely to happen during your GRE exam in spite of enormous practice, because you'll be under high pressure. Okay, so what visualization does is, when you visualize a problem, you will be able to exactly imagine, and you won't make these silly mistakes. And this does not hold good only for geometry, but also for any other problem. Say probability, even age, speed and distance problem. If you take the question, try to represent those problems in the form of a diagram. You should manually draw that diagram on your scrap paper and then try solving it, instead of going just by the diagram which is given in the exam. Is it clear now? Are you all clear with what is this visualization is? No, Rahil, it is not an exterior angle. It is an exterior angle of this triangle, but it cannot be calculated this way. Okay, now I'm going to share few tips and techniques. Now we are done with the problems. Thinking beyond formulas. I also shared one tip called thinking beyond formulas. Do you all have a list of formulas, a book which has all the list of formulas? How many of you started preparing for your GRE Quant by memorizing or learning all the formulas? Kunal does it that way. How about others? Akhil says not me. Not yet started learning concepts. Okay. It is important to learn formulas, guys, because it is the basics of your GRE preparation. It forms a basic. Only when you learn formulas you will be able to use them. But what happens in the GRE exam is there would be many problems. 85% of the problems would not fall under just one formula. You won't be able to recognize what formula is applicable for that problem. Mostly in series and sequence type questions this happens a lot. in arithmetic progression, in geometric progression, the question will be framed. Those are called worded problems. Okay, so these worded problems, you won't be able to identify what formula to substitute. So what you should do then is you have to think beyond formulas. What does it actually mean is, when you see that question, just try to extract the data given in the formula, given in the question. You'll be given some x, y, and z. So you should just start framing statements in algebra. Also, you should start framing your own equations and then try to solve. So only when you understand the concept of the question, you will be able to get this answer right in most cases in the GRE Quant. That makes GRE Quant slightly challenging. And the next part is, any question has more than one way to solve. Okay, say in the first, if you have memorized this area of a regular hexagon formula, you can directly apply the area of the regular hexagon. You did not identify the area of a equilateral triangle and multiply it by 6. Okay, so any problem has multiple ways of solving the problem, and definitely one of those will be time saving. For you in the GRE Quant, isn't time a problem? Managing time, is it a problem or not? Yes. So always you should try and solve the problem without doing it, managing it in the conventional method. Conventionally, if you try to solve, it would definitely take a lot of time. But these shortcuts, these methods will definitely help you save a lot of time. These shortcuts, not necessarily, they need not be taught. Whenever you practice, you yourself will identify certain shortcuts, guys. When you practice wildly, then you will definitely identify these shortcuts on your own. You can skip certain steps and you will be able to answer them. Okay, Vamsi wants to know where we get direct formulas for GRE Maths. In any book, there are formula books available in the market, small books, pocket dictionaries, pocket books available. You can use that initially, but it is also recommended to understand the concept. So here at GREedge, what we do is we give you the material. For each topic, we first help you to understand the concept, then the formula, and then you solve, practice, and take tests. So this is how you practice. If you find it useful, you can adopt that strategy in your preparation. Now, how would you find if you find all these questions? How would you feel if you find all these questions in your GRE, guys? The 3 questions which we solved. If you get it in the GRE exam, how would you feel? They were very easy, says Malika. Akhil would feel happy, feel relieved. So definitely you will save 2-3 minutes. It will boost confidence, that's sure. Pawan will feel very happy. But if I say this happiness is possible for 80% of the questions, okay? If you practice all the sections, and if you solve many problems in each section, it is possible that this happiness, this kind of familiarity happens with 80% of GRE Quant questions. Do you know why? Maths doesn't change over time. Whatever you learned in 6th standard, in 12th standard, in 10th standard did not vary. The formulas which you study now is the same, isn't it? Didn't you learn triangles in school? Didn't you learn circles in school? Has the formula changed? Just the difficulty level has changed. Okay, so when you practice enough formulas, you will try to get familiar with all the levels of questions, all the methodologies and shortcuts. So this GRE Quant section cannot become difficult at all. So with enough practice, generally people will ask you to practice a lot, but the secret of practice, especially maths, is when you practice, you won't find anything new in the GRE exam. So what will you all do from now on? Vikram, no problem. We can proceed from now. So try to solve as much practice as possible. Try to solve many problems as possible. Okay? Guys, can you all hear me? Vikram, yes, all of you have been muted. Alright. Now, how to start your preparation, or if you have started your preparation and if you are not satisfied with your preparation, what does that mean, or how do you overcome that? Malika, I'm not able to see your question. Okay, Devang, no problem. Talk to your student facilitators. They will give you additional material. There are 6 sections in Quant. I'll share it with you, Akshaya, at the end of this seminar. Sameer has the exam in 15 days. Akshaya, my name is, I'm sorry, there are 6 topics. I'll share it with you. Devang, you can insist her to give it, no problem at all. I would also put a word to her. Janam, we are not supposed to share practice question papers to all of you, but when you join, you will get a lot of material to practice. Now, how would you start your preparation, or how would you, if you find your preparation not enough, how would you overcome that problem? Okay, Vikasha has the same question. The answer is self-analysis, guys. So, what does self-analysis have to do with your GRE preparation, quant preparation, is that there are close to 25 to 30 topics in GRE quantitative reasoning section. So none of us are equally good at all the topics. We are good at few topics, we are not good at few topics, most topics in fact. So your task initially when you prepare is to first identify what are the topics you are strong at and what are the topics you are weak at. So this will help you to manage the time you have. Amit says he has a GRE exam on 8th December. In January, Vikasha has it in January. So you have limited time. So when you have limited time, you should plan your GRE preparation based on your strengths and weaknesses. You will be able to analyze yourself better if you take a practice test. First and foremost thing to do is take a diagnostic test, guys. You can take tests in 2 ways. One would be the ETS power prep test, which is adaptive. You can take that test and see what are the sections you're weak at, and in quant, where do you tend to lose marks. You can know that from the test results of the test. And another way is you can take a diagnostic test at GREedge. So just log into the website. You will find a button called Start Learning Now. That is a 5-day trial. And the 5-day trial ends. You have 2 options called verbal diagnostic test and quant diagnostic test. You can take these 2 tests and analyze your level of preparation. Okay, so this will help you to start your preparation. Is it clear now? Yes, Malika. It is high school mathematics alone. You don't have trigonometry, integral calculus, and differential calculus and all. I'll share the topics at the end of the seminar. Don't worry. Okay, Saravanan, Shravan, you have very less time, so try to get, take a lot of practice tests from now on, and try to what do you say? Analyze the results of the test. Thank you, Rahul. Okay, Pavan, I'm sorry if your 5-day trial is over, then try to talk to your counselor, or if you find it interesting, you can join a longer term program. Okay, guys, we'll get back to the question answer session shortly, okay, within 2-3 minutes. And we are going to summarize whatever we have discussed now. We'll just discuss about your test. So how do you plan your preparations from now on? For fall 2015, it is ideal to take the GRE exam by December or first week of January. Okay, so by this time you have very less time, so you have to prepare for 2 to 3 weeks, and then when you have 2 to 3 weeks before the exam, take a lot of tests. These tests should not be ordinary tests. These are adaptive tests or full-length tests. You'll find many at GREedge as well. So you can take these tests and analyze the results of these tests. How much time you spend per question, what are the topics which you go wrong at. Okay, so do this regularly to see the performance, see how you perform and progress with regards to your GRE Quant section. Okay, so what all did we discuss? Maths alone is not the most important. Like being good at maths is not the most important criteria for you to score 170. Okay, the first and foremost thing is the effort that you put. If you put a lot of efforts and prepare well, anyone, even a person who is not an engineering background, will be able to score high. So develop an intuition and love towards maths, and start learning for initially for the 3 to 4 weeks, start learning from the basics, and after when you have 3 to 4 weeks for the GRE exam, take a lot of style tests, and during the exam be calm and try to give a 100% sincere effort. Is it clear now? How many of you would want to be taught this way for your GRE Quant section, guys? I'll share the links again, which I shared at the beginning of the seminar. Did many of you get it? Guys, see your questions box, your chat box. Have you got a link? This link shows this link has a topics, GRE Quant topics. Have you received it now? Okay, so this is the GRE Quant topics. Okay, I'll send few more links for your verbal section also. These are tools at GREedge. So these two tools help you to learn GRE words. Yes, Saranya? Okay, have you all received that also? Himanshu, did you get the topics, list of topics? Very good. Okay, don't worry, Sharanya, I'll share it with you again. See your chat box. Right? Alright. Guys, I hope you received the link for the GRE Quant topics and word list and word one. GRE theme-based word list and word one as well. Now, how many of you would want to know how GREedge can help you with your GRE? And how many of you would want to be trained? Did you like this seminar? Did you find it interesting, and did you want to learn more problems? Yes? So this is how we train students. Like they're not good at quant. Many of them are not very comfortable with maths because of our schooling maybe. So we help them to overcome the difficulty. Yes, we have high quality quantitative reasoning material, and this will also help you to prepare in a holistic method for your GRE Quant. So as soon as you join, Your personal trainers will first call you and understand you, and they'll ask you to take a diagnostic test. After taking this diagnostic test, they will understand you and your strengths and weaknesses. So based on that weakness which you have, they will give you a proper study plan. This study plan will focus on overcoming your weakness within the time you get. If you are working, you will be given a study plan for 1 or 2 hours per day. So how should you invest this 1 or 2 hours which you have? Then you will learn lessons based on the learning sessions, based on the study plan, and you will take tests after every single topic just to ensure that you understood whatever you have learned, and your doubts will also get cleared instantly by your experts, and they will keep monitoring your progress. And at the end, you will also take many GRE style tests. So these tests are exactly like your GRE exam. So you will feel that you are taking the exam 2 times or 3 times or 4 times or even 7 times before you actually take the GRE exam. So will this boost your confidence? Yes, if you really feel this is a very structured method and this will definitely help me to score high. I've shared the contact details of GREedge, guys. Vamsi, do you find a box called questions box on the right side, the chat box? You can type it there. The answer is 65° for that question, Vishwajit. Vamsi, would you want to join a program? Do you want to convey that to us? Alright, thank you guys for joining with us. All the best for your GRE preparation. Do your GRE exams well. Try to score 170 in GRE Quant, guys. It was really nice having you all here. All the best once again.